was a friend of mine from Air Supply days, and he calls me up one day. Are you ready to go back on the road? What do I have to do? You have to take care of Axl Rose. Doesn't he go to jail a lot? Yes, but I'll pay you a lot of money. Okay, I'm in. So then I toured with Guns N' Roses for 4 years as Axl Rose's personal assistant, and he does not go to jail a lot. It was just a joke. But after that, I then became a speaker because I saw how Air Supply and Guns N' Roses treats their fans. Now, you might hear Guns N' Roses stories that they're bad boys and all that. Yeah, that's what they play on TV, but they're the sweetest guys you'd ever meet, and they really do take care of their fans. So now I teach entrepreneurs how to be rock stars in their business. And now I'm taking it to another level with this whole impact thing that we're doing for the next 2 years. And I'm sure we're going to talk about that when I turn it back over to Ken.
Well, there's so many things I could say. The first thing, of course, is just to be humorous. When you go to Craig's event, he doesn't make
Very rarely drink, and I definitely don't do drugs. But this is one that I don't even know how I thought of this one. But should I share it? You want me to?
You should share it. I will do one little pre-step is that I related so high to it because when I'm in airports, I take my books that are in and I put them on the Hudson.
Right, exactly. I do it all the time. So anyway, so you have to write a book and you work with Ken and his company, Perfect
I
Publishing.
do one more though, Craig. I take the picture. I go, I can't believe it.
I love it. It's look, no one's going to promote you. Everyone thinks that, you sign up for these PR firms and you do all these things that you think, all right, I could just sit back now and let them promote me. Ain't going to happen. It's never going to happen. Even well, Oprah Winfrey maybe, when
Well,
she was
anybody
writing
that has a
books.
following that's so big, of course, it's going to
Right.
happen. But
Right.
people that don't have a following,
Yeah, you got to get the word out there.
so not to have you fall back and hurt yourself, I'm going to warn you so you don't hurt yourself. Okay, I don't want you to hurt yourself. It is amazing when someone says, I don't need a publisher. I got Amazon. I'm putting my book on Amazon. I'm like,
Nope.
oh my gosh,
Nope.
you just said that you're throwing your welcome not only to this Dr. Smiley Show, but welcome to Rock Your Life. We are with Craig Duswalt, and I got to tell you, Craig, you are one of the people that has catapulted me into what I love, which is two things: personal development and actually music. I mean, does it get any better? And music is the universal language. A smile is a universal expression. And by the way, you have allowed me to actually live both at your events and also to meet people in the music scene that I do pinch myself before I meet them. I don't want to pinch before while I'm meeting them because I think it looks weird. So
Yeah.
your most recent event, I just want to acknowledge you. I told you in person, I told you privately, but I want to say it in the world right now. I was at that concert and there were so many things that happened to me. One is that you brought young blood that's like, well, I'll wear this in another video, but Thredge,
Yeah.
learning 80s music and learning how to do it a cappella and all kinds of other ways and having an audience just go crazy, crazy. And it was a sold out concert, but I met Ray Parker Jr. I met Toto. I mean, you can list all the people we met, but Thredge was actually the gold mine there because Thredge learned the songs that would really connect with the audience. So I want to acknowledge you because that event was pinnacle. That was epic. And where you're going with events is going to cause people to say, oh, you're allowed to have fun, you're allowed to have purpose, and you're allowed to make money. Like those are great things to put together.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would like you to share with everyone who you are. I'd like you to start with where you were born, what your childhood was like. And by the way, Craig Duswalt of Rock Your Life, Rock Anything, but most importantly, the newest one is Rock Your Impact, which is a book I encourage you to look up on Amazon and buy as soon as you can.
All right. So where I was born, oh my gosh, that was a long time ago. Let me think. I was born in Kew Gardens, New York. I had the greatest upbringing. My mom and dad were hard workers, middle class. And I had a sister. I have a sister. I have a sister, Pamela, who lives in Florida. Um, we have a very special bond, even though she's lived in Florida, I've lived in California, basically our whole adult lives. But we are a very close family. We talk almost every day, still to this day. My mom is around still. My father passed away 3 years ago at 89 years old, so we had a great life. But we had really great life growing up. Like, many speakers, you hear their stories of tragedy and hardship and challenges. I really didn't have any. I mean, I've been blessed pretty much my whole life, but I did learn at an early age, you just got to work hard. Like I had a job, I was a paper boy at like 12 years old. I worked my whole young adult life. Every time I went to college. I worked at college as a dishwasher. After college, during the summer breaks in college, I worked as a busboy, and I also worked at McDonald's and Baskin Robbins. So I worked hard my whole life, and it paid off when I got a job at Westbury Music Fair right out of college. I wanted to be an actor. I grew up wanting to be an actor. I was in a couple of plays, and in college, I was in a lot of plays. And after college, I said, I'm going to be an actor. So I got a job at Westbury Music Fair because they bring in shows there, acting shows. I was actually in The Sound of Music with Theodore Bikel and Roberta Peters. If you're older like Ken and I, you actually heard of these people, but they were very famous. And then Air Supply comes in and does a couple of shows on a Friday and Saturday night. Friday night, I worked the show as a backstage guy, getting them drinks and towels, driving them to and from the hotel to sound check. I was a gopher, basically, at Westbury Music Fair. And then the second night, I wasn't scheduled to work, but my mother wanted to go see Air Supply. And since I worked there, she wanted me to take her to the concert. So I go to a concert at 21 years old with my mother, which now my dating life is now over. So I go to the concert and I'm sitting there and she goes, I want to meet the band. You work here, you could get me backstage. And I'm thinking, great, my mother's a groupie. So I get her backstage because I work there. And while we're backstage, I introduce her to the band, of which I don't even know these guys. I just met them last night. And I introduce her, this is Russell, Graham, this is my mom. And Russell and Graham are probably like, who are you? But the security guard for Air Supply, this big 6'5", 300-pound monster guy, comes up to me and he was like, you were the guy that was working here last night, right? And I'm like looking up, going, yes, I am, Mr. Very Tall Man. And he goes, how much do you make a week here? And I'm thinking it's none of his business, but he was huge. So I answered the question. I said about $150 a week. And he said, how would you like to quadruple that? And so many things went through my mind of what this man wanted me to do to him for $600 a week. But I thought to myself, I'm in, whatever you want, I will do. And he said, the band saw you working last night. They loved your positive attitude and your energy, and they want to know if you want to go on the road. And I'm like, yeah. So to make a very long story short, they sent a limousine to my house the next morning. I took the limo to JFK Airport. They put me on a Learjet to meet them in Wallingford, Connecticut, and I toured with Air Supply for 7 years simply because I was always doing my best just in case someone was watching. That turned into, I did that for 7 years, took a year off, and then the manager of Guns N' Roses was a friend of mine from Air Supply days. And he calls me up one day, are you ready to go back on the road? What do I have to do? You have to take care of Axl Rose. Doesn't he go to jail a lot? Yes, but I'll pay you a lot of money. Okay, I'm in. So then I toured with Guns N' Roses for 4 years as Axl Rose's personal assistant, and he does not go to jail a lot. It was just a joke. But after that, I then became a speaker because I saw how Air Supply and Guns N' Roses treats their fans. Now, you might hear Guns N' Roses stories that they're bad boys and all that. Yeah, that's what they play on TV, but they're the sweetest guys you'd ever meet, and they really do take care of their fans. So now I teach entrepreneurs how to be rock stars in their business. And now I'm taking it to another level with this whole impact thing that we're doing for the next 2 years. And I'm sure we're going to talk about that when I turn it back over to Ken.
Well, there's so many things I could say. The first thing, of course, is just to be humorous. When you go to Craig's event, he doesn't make the long story short. He talks for the first day about Air Supply, the second day about. I'm just kidding.
Right. I can.
No, but the people you attract and the social proof you've created, it's because you studied what it is to have value and what it is to have customer service. And I love your marketing tips. Your marketing tips can never fit in the show because it's only an hour long. I mean, your event is so star-studded value that when you give marketing tips, even if people hear them before, I'll speak for myself. I say, oh, shoot, I haven't implemented that one. And I'll cut to the chase of one that I just absolutely love. And you and I have bantered about some pretty cool ways of getting social proof in the world. But when we're going to cut way ahead. When you talked about the bookstore.
Oh, I know, I know.
Yeah, I know.
That's why, it's really funny. I very rarely drink, and I definitely don't do drugs. But this is one that I don't even know how I thought of this one. But should I share it? You want me to?
You should share it. I will do one little pre-step is that I related so high to it because when I'm in the airports, I take my books that are in and I put them on the Hudson.
Right, exactly. I do it all the time. So anyway, so you have to write a book, and you work with Ken and his company, Perfect Publishing, by far the best publishers out there by far. They're an amazing team. So anyway, so you imagine you have a book like this. This is my new book, Impact, and you take about 10 or 15 of these books and you put them into a backpack. And you walk around, I go to bookstores like Barnes& Noble all the time. And you walk around the bookstore and you go, where would my book look good in this bookstore? And I always go to the marketing section or the self-help section. And I kneel down and I take my books out of my backpack and I put them on the shelves. And that's called reverse shoplifting. I actually put my books on the bookshelves for them so that they don't have to do it. Now, there's people out there that put on seminars that cost like $1,000, $2,000 to learn, to teach people how do you get books on bookshelves. And I'm like, you just put them there yourself. Why is this so difficult? And everyone's like, oh my God, wait, isn't that illegal? Isn't that, I mean, how can you get in trouble by giving them something? So and the thing is, if they scan the book, which you have to have the barcode on the back, and you got to make it a real book,
Right.
because they will scan it, and this has happened to me before. They will scan the book, and it'll come up in the system as we don't have any copies. Where did you find this? And you say the person buying the book would be in the self-help session. Anyway, so what they do is it says 0 copies in the store. And so then they call the publisher, which is either Ken or me, and then they order like 10 books, and then they put them on the shelves. It's this weird thing. It's just this thing. And like Ken just mentioned, every time I'm in an airport, and he does this as well, as I walk by like the Hudson News, there's always a rack out front with the New York Times bestseller books. I always put my book under #1 and I walk away. It's just,
Well, no, but I do one more though, Craig. I take the picture. I go, I can't believe it.
I love it. It's look, no one's going to promote you. Everyone thinks that, you sign up for these PR firms and you do all these things that you think, all right, I could just sit back now and let them promote me. Ain't going to happen. It's never going to happen. Even well, Oprah Winfrey, maybe, when
Well,
she was
anybody
writing
who has a
books.
following that's so big, of course, it's going to
Right,
happen. But
right.
people that don't have a following,
Yeah, you got to get the word out there.
so not to have you fall back and hurt yourself, I'm going to warn you so you don't hurt yourself. Okay, I don't want you to hurt yourself. It is amazing when someone says, "I don't need a publisher. I got Amazon. I'm putting my book on Amazon." I'm like,
Nope.
oh my gosh, you
Nope.
just said that you're throwing your book into Target. Like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, yeah. No, I do this for a living, Ken, as you know. I teach people how to write a book in 30 days. I teach people why they should not self-publish it. I used to teach people to self-publish their books, and what was happening was they would show me their books, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm doing a disservice here," because the layout. Like, there's a way to lay out a book, and I can't go into detail, but Ken's team is professional about laying. There's a style, there's margins, and I see all these self-published books where I open it and go, "Oh my gosh, this is." So if you do self-publish, I'm telling you right now, people will look at your book and they'll realize not a professional book, mustn't have enough money to get a real publisher. I'm never going to work with this person. It is 100%. I see it all the time. You have to have a professional publisher publish a book. I used to say self-publishing was good. It's a disaster because no matter how much I teach them what to do, they're going to screw it up. I had an author once that didn't show me the cover of the book. They just went and did it. They forgot to put their name on the front cover of the book.
I know.
It was like, oh my gosh. So we don't do that anymore. We teach,
Yeah.
go to
Well,
Ken.
And we could spend an hour on all the mistakes you could make self-publishing. I mean, that's a show by itself. But um, I want to say the biggest part is that when you're doing this on your own and you don't know what you don't know, you're going to, I mean, imagine a person that went to Harvard and he has massive information in his head and he has a great book he could write. And by the way, he wrote the best book you could ever have on this topic. And he says, hey, I see someone who's homeless over here and he could use a job. Let me just go ahead and have him format it. And it's almost like that feeling of you just took gold and turned it into rubbish.
Yes. Yeah.
And the thing that's unfortunate, because we say don't judge a book by the cover, but how do we not judge a
Yeah.
book by cover? And so you care about covers, you care about art, you care because it's actually your way of saying behind this is the pride. Behind
Mm.
this is the pride. So I love that about you.
Yes.
So you have done how many books, Craig, roughly?
14.
14.
This is
14
number
books.
14.
Well, I am so honored to be part of it.
I'm not close to yours. What, 60 or something?
Yeah, but I don't do events at the level that you do either. So we all have to play our game, right? We have to be in our lane.
There
So
you go.
you have had the most amazing. Oh, before I go there, Library of Congress. I have unfair advantage on you, Craig.
Yeah.
We're going to bring you and the team, all the authors, to Library of Congress. You go in there; it's one of the most beautiful buildings in the world, and
Love
it's
it.
30 minutes from my house. But if you accidentally it falls out of your book bag and the book lands on the floor, you can say, "My book is in the Library of Congress," and it's true. It is.
That's one thing when I worked with other publishers before I met you. This is a long time ago. And self-publishing. Do you know that I never ever put my book? You have this thing in the disclaimer page about the Library of Congress. I never did that.
Right.
Yeah, that's huge.
So your story of Air Supply and Guns N' Roses, and the fact that you're doing all these big things, what was it in what was your defining moment? And your parents, would they teach you to work so hard because you are a hardworking dude?
Oh, yeah, yeah. My father worked two jobs. He worked for the New York Telephone Company, and then he worked for Penny Saver magazine. It was this little
I know that one.
you know Penny Saver, right? East Coast, right?
Yeah,
So he did that for years, and then they went on strike. His telephone company went on strike, and then he got another job. Just a hard worker, but and at the same time a great dad and a great husband, was always there. I just learned that from both of my parents, and my mother was a dental hygienist for a dentist. They just worked, even even at a young age. They both worked, but they both worked different times. So someone would be at the house to watch my sister and I. So it must have been ingrained in me because I literally got a job at 12 years old as a paper boy, making 10-cent tips. But it was just, I don't know, there was something about earning your own money
yep,
and being able to buy, you know, a pack of gum from the five and dime store.
no
I
doubt.
would walk 10 blocks because I had 25 cents and I was able to buy something. And it just taught me the value of money, number one, the value of making your own money and having a living, making a living for yourself. I always believe that you can't trust the other person to help you make money. You have to do it yourself. And with the other person could be parent, spouse, brother, sister, whatever it is. I always believe that, I'm blessed. My wife owns a modeling agency and is hugely successful. But I never said to myself, I'm going to marry someone that's hugely successful. I just want to do this myself. And if she becomes successful, that's great. But we are very blessed that both of us have very successful businesses. But I always believe in, you have, and she does too, same thing. You have to do it yourself. If you want to be successful, you got to work hard and do it yourself and have a team behind you. But you really got to have the passion for something that you want to do. So, because it'll just be it's your life's work. Now, my life's work is this whole rockstar marketing impact thing, and I never thought I did this at 44 years old ish. I started a brand new thing. I mean,
Hmm.
I was on tour with Guns N' Roses Air Supply. I took a year off after Guns N' Roses because I was exhausted. I literally did nothing for a year. And my girlfriend at the time, who became my wife, Natasha, she's like, let's travel and let's do. I'm like, I'm too tired. I don't want to travel. So anyway, I never thought I'd be doing this. And sometimes you just like, I went to a seminar by mistake. Actually, I went to meet someone for lunch, and I went to a James Malinchak seminar, and he's talking about becoming a speaker. And I'm like, people get paid to be a speaker? I never knew that at 44 years old.
Right.
So it changed everything for me. And then, but I found this was my passion. And this at 44, never too late, this was going to be my life's work. Sharing the knowledge that I got from touring with Air Supply and Guns N' Roses, how to be a rock star in your business, and now taking that to the next level of how to impact the world at the same time.
There's so many things that I have in my mind that I want to deliver to the audience. But number one is that you bring people to your events that are charged with, no matter what age they are, they're going to make a difference. And I've had the pleasure of working with almost a dozen of them at this point, and they are all the same way: integrity, work ethic, hungry to make a difference, and show up. Like they really
Yes.
show up. And that's one thing. What time did you do your paper out? What time in the morning?
Sundays.
Sunday?
Yep. So during the week, it was after school. It was Newsday.
Okay.
So right after school, I had to come home, go to the place, pick up my papers, put them in the bag on my bicycle, and right. So that was right after school during the week. But on Sunday mornings, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
6 a.m. Sunday morning. Yep.
So I was in Galesburg, Illinois, and I don't recall. I think it was maybe 6 days out of seven, but it was 6 in the morning, and we had to take the rubber band, wrap the thing,
Yep.
and my brother and I did it. And I did the hard side of the route because he was 3 years younger. But collecting the money. If you don't collect the money, you lose.
That's right.
You don't get the business.
Yeah, we had to collect money every Friday, and it was like $1.25, and I used to get like $1.35 to $1.50. I
Yeah.
get a 10-cent tip or a 25-cent tip. I remember and then there was this one lady that gave me $1 every week, a
Yeah,
dollar tip.
because they either one felt sorry for you, they saw your spirit, and they said, the dollar's nothing to me, but it would mean so much to them.
Oh
And
yeah.
you do the little thing like make sure it's wrapped up or it's in the door or whatever
Yes.
the little
Yes.
nuances were, and it
Yep.
makes all the difference.
It
Yeah,
does. It does.
I love that part. So with what you're doing right now with your events, it's so AI protected. In other words, if you look at AI, it's attacking anything that's low level. And what you're doing is you're taking, oh, if I do an event and I create a movement and I create a concert, like it's so many moving parts, but they're moving like an engine.
Yes.
And because they're moving like an engine, no one's saying, I don't get how that fits. You had a sell out concert and you brought people to the concert. Dude, I'm telling you, I would go every week to your events with that. I mean, they were meeting, they were in the audience. It was 250 people. I know you're gonna have to get bigger venues because
Yeah.
when the word gets out, that's exactly what happens. Is everyone wants to
Yeah.
be, but you sold that out. Like,
Yep. We were so blessed. This was our first one. He's talking about we had a band together, which is my nonprofit concert, where we raise money for to give music lessons and musical instruments to kids in foster care. They're band together. There you go. He's representing. So we raise money for foster children, basically, because my wife was a foster child after her mother passed away at 10 years old, and her father was incapable of running a family. So she was in the foster system. So just recently, we said, you know what? Well, we did this event, and it was amazing. I called on every easy favor that I could. Like Ray Parker is a dear friend of ours. My wife and his wife are best friends. So that was easy. Steve Porcaro, the keyboard player for Toto, who also wrote Human Nature for Michael Jackson. This guy's
amazing.
huge. And he wrote Rosanna, Africa, Hold the Line. But he was a friend of my friend Eric Shapiro, who's a dentist, my dentist. He was his friend. I didn't know Steve. But and then Michael Blue, producer of One Republic and Cali Cabre, and then there's Don Cromwell, who played with Eddie Money and Air Supply, and he has a band called Love and Money, playing Air Supply and Eddie Money songs. These
Hmm.
were my core people
Right.
that I use favors now to come and do this. And Thredge, my son's band, 20-year-old kids, was the house band. So they would play all these 80s songs they learned: Hold the Line, Africa, Ghostbusters, Aha's Take on Me, Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne, Um, oh, Creep by Radiohead, Come Together by the Beatles. All these songs that they loved, and like Ken, they said this was the greatest day of their lives. You know, they play the whiskey, they play a lot of famous places, Thredge, but this one playing 80s songs with these legends, they were all nervous and they were like, but they worked hard,
Yep.
rehearsed the songs so that when they went into the first rehearsal with them, the two guys were blown away like, wow, you guys are good. You guys are amazing.
Yes.
And the concert was amazing. We had so I called in those favors, but here's the other thing. I called in favors from my mastermind and people that I knew that lived in this area and said, "Hey, this is our first concert. We're filming it. I need the support. You still got to pay to come, but I would love your support." And we had 225 people, some of which I didn't know because I put a couple of ads out there that now people in the area know Band Together. And that was just the
Exactly.
first one.
I want to, you say I'm calling in favors, and what I hear, and it doesn't mean it's true, is that you needed something. And so you called and they gave you something. But what is missing in this is how much you give.
Yeah.
You have given, like, I know that when I work with an influencer, even if I'm not working with them under contract, when I give to them and I give, they take notice of that, just like they did of you with Air Supply. They said, let us give you 4 times what you're normally getting because
Yeah.
we see that you give so high. We'd like you to give to us so we can give to you. And I want to make sure this point's clear because you gave an opportunity to Dr. Michelle Mraz that she could bring one extra person, and I got to go. And if it
Oh, that
wasn't
way
for
back.
you, yeah, but if you didn't give that, I don't know you, and
Yeah.
if you didn't have that ticket to give, and I call it the Baskin and Robbins approach. Oh, you don't know what this ice cream tastes like? Let me give you a pink spoon, and you can try it. And so I've always really appreciated that about you is that you said, hey, if you want to know what the mastermind's like, here's a mastermind ticket and hey, bring your spouse or bring somebody. And I got to go 2 times and I was glued after that. And I want
Yeah.
to show the experience real quick because you can describe it as great as you want, but photo takes another level, video takes
Yeah.
another. I don't have the video, but I do want to show the photo level. All right.
Yeah.
This is epic.
Oh my God, it's Thredge
Right.
with Don Cromwell, the bass player from Eddie
And let me go.
Money.
Yep. Let me go back. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Don is the old guy in the group and me.
Right. So I'm gonna take a quick flip through just to show the energy of the event and also just the beauty of it. I mean, this is a top high class event, and that was Eddie Money. I mean, I'm sorry, Ray Parker Jr. Ray Parker.
Right. Ray Parker right there.
And
Yeah.
and by the way, Eddie Money and Ray Parker look identical, so sometimes you make that mistake.
I, I can see that.
So I mean, they were loving life. This was an event where everyone felt alive. I could tell it wasn't just another
That's Steve Picaro from
yes,
Toto.
unbelievable. And you meet him on the street, you would never know the
Right.
genius of his heart.
Huge rock star. Huge.
And I love that photo. Love
Yeah.
that photo. So anyway, I just want to say I could have not enjoyed the concert and just taken photos all the time. I mixed up because I wanted the world to see what I was enjoying. So
Yeah.
I maybe took 30 photos. Of gosh, they showed the energy, the love, and the excitement. And I came to you like at the event. I said, "Gosh, you were brilliant. You had Thredge be able to say, I'm on stage with Ray Parker
Yes.
Jr."
Yes. And
And
they
people,
loved it. They loved it.
I know, but
This is a heavy metal band, Thredge.
right,
But they loved playing these pop songs from the 80s because they love music. Like Ken always says, music is the universal language. They just love music. Doesn't matter if it's jazz, they love jazz. My
right.
son won an award at Oaks Christian, best jazz musician in high school. It's the not Quincy Jones, it's the what's the other anyway, it's oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. This big award, nationwide award, for jazz as a
Mm,
drummer. You know,
gotcha.
they just love music, and it doesn't matter what it is. And that's a testament to Threads because a lot of heavy metal bands would go like, "I'm not playing old 80s songs." Well, you're wrong because it's marketing. It's getting the word out there. It's a new audience looking at you differently now. That's all that is.
Right, and it's making an old song relevant again. That's the other
That's right.
part. Uh,
Yeah.
so if you think about Elvis Presley, you think about the Beatles, Rolling Stones, just to name three, only three, maybe Led Zeppelin or four. those groups learn the blues.
Absolutely.
And if they didn't know the
Absolutely.
blues, they didn't know rock, because rock has an element when you bring the blues in of heart, like real
Yep.
feeling. And so that event, wow, you could just forget, you could forget everything, just enjoy the song.
And you know what the beauty of this is, Ken? So that was the first one. And
Yeah.
because of that, when I always tell people you got to do the first one, whether it's an event, whether it's a book, whether it's anything that you do in your business, you got to do the first one, a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be uncomfortable and it's not going to be perfect. This event, while the music was great, I didn't even really talk about what Band Together does.
Right.
I glossed over the whole silent auction thing. I forgot to sell merch in the back of the room. All these things that you're supposed to do at a fundraiser, I didn't do. But you know what? The event was successful. More people know about Band Together now. And so, can I share what just happened the other day?
Please.
Okay. So this is the power of having a nonprofit. Band Together is our nonprofit, my wife and I, and that's what we set that up about a long time ago. But now we're focused on, like I said, foster music programs and giving instruments to foster children, 13 to 26 years old. So what happened was I have an event coming up March 4th, 5th, 6th in Westlake Village, California of 2026. I always do a Thursday, Friday, Saturday pattern, always. But this one and all the other dates were booked throughout the months. This was the one weekend that they had an opening at this hotel. On, but they said Saturday is taken already. So if you want to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday pattern, we can do it. So I said, you know what? Why not? I'm going to just do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday morning we'll have a breakfast with my mastermind. So okay, so there's the setup. Just the other day after this concert, my wife and I and my family had a discussion of how it went and what to do next. Well, that's when we came up with the whole foster thing. We were just doing underprivileged children in Southern California, but my wife is a foster child background. So we said, you know what? We want to focus on foster children because we hate that at 18 years old that these kids age out. And so at 18, they're thrown to the wolves. Okay, you were in the foster system, and at 18 years old, now you got to go figure it out. Well, that's where prostitution, sex trafficking, drugs, all these things, homelessness come into play. Because at 18 years old, you got to figure it out. Give me a break. It's impossible. So that's why we started focusing on foster children. I Google foster a nonprofit foster care in Thousand Oaks, California. And this company comes up, Raising Hope. And
Mm.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I have actually heard of them, Raising Hope. I go to their website. I go to their website, and their next gala for their foster children is Saturday, March 7th. They are the event that prevented me from doing my Thursday, Friday, Saturday program. So I call them up, tell them the story. To make a very long story short, which is too late, we are partnered together. We are going to be the arm of the music department for Raising Hope. And it's all because we focused our niched audience. We could say this is for kids. Well, that's big. And in business, you need to really focus on who your target audience is. And once we did that, everything changed. Band Together, the next concert, which will be March 5th, a Thursday night at the Canyon again, is going to be huge because Raising Hope is now going to have their people come in. Here's even better. Band Together, my nonprofit, is going to buy the tickets for every foster kid that's in their program to come to that concert for free. It's and then it's a win-win for Thredge because they'll have all these young adults now listening to Thredge, and it's a win-win for both nonprofits because each of them sharing each other's audience with each other. It's going to be huge in March.
No doubt.
So looking forward to it, and Ken will be there again with bells on.
I will, and probably even an air guitar.
There you
So
go.
I have like 5 or 6 things that came out of what you just shared. I'm going
Okay.
to do it in less than 36 minutes. All right, here we go. No, I think I can do it in 3 minutes, but this is all important points you made.
Yes.
And I'm going to do them in order, not by what you said or importance, but just what I got.
Okay.
An anthology. If you have never written a book and you see an opportunity like someone that has the power of impact and you don't get in that book, you miss the train wheels that need to be on the bike for you to get on the bike to actually ride. And
Mm-hmm.
the quality of the people that you bring, it's not BS. I mean, those are real relationships. Those are real people that you could actually dial afterwards and say, I'm in the same book. Yes, they have a very full life. And yes, it may take a little time to get to them. But these are real people you bring to the events. I've seen it, I've experienced it. Number one. Number two, foster. You have a foster child. They go this direction, destruction. They go this direction, it's contribution. The gap is, are they bringing society up or are they taking society down? It's massive. And you hit it so importantly that when they age out, they have to decide whether they're a problem or they're a solution. And you're helping
Yeah.
them become a solution. So thank you for that. Your mastermind. I've been in your mastermind for 2 years. The best money I've ever spent to be in a group of people that are a think tank that can 10x to even, believe it or not, 100x your business or your ideas. Because some people have an idea that will not only fail, it will cost them a fortune. And you change the trajectory from it being palatable, profitable, and purposeful. And I just want to acknowledge you for that.
Thank you.
Raising hope. I just want to say, raising hope, HOPE, hold on, pain ends, because pain will continue until you have hope. And raising hope means it goes away.
Mm.
Last thing I want to say is the power of collaboration. Mathematically, and because I'm a mathematician, Craig, I taught physics and chemistry. I'm going to tell you what you've hit on with the leveraging and the win-win-win. The math component is alarming. When you take a person like Craig Duswalt and you give him a 10, and then you say the power of his mastermind is a 10, and I'm in that mastermind. And then I get to go to events where I meet social proof people that will change my life. You are not a 10 anymore. You're a 10 times a 10 times. I mean, it gets to be you're 1,000 times bigger than you were. And math really is that big.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason AI is so strong is because it grows so quickly at that compound rate. If you're not compounding yourself as a human with other phenomenal humans that want to make a difference, you will actually get dusted. I mean, you will just kind of be a couch potato. So I just want to say, between the mastermind, the anthology, being at the events, you really dealt with the fact that if you're strong in one, that doesn't mean you're going to actually be profitable. But if you are strong in all these areas, you've dealt the deck you need to actually play big.
Yeah. We are we've known this for a long time. And then when I partnered with my partner for DAM, which is our music company, Disrupt Artist Management Network, DAM, his name is John Reese. You know, when we first launched DAM, I'm really comfortable, my wife and I, right now. We have a very nice house. We have a very nice lifestyle. We have enough money to last, and we could just be, take it easy. So taking a risk at this point, I'm 63 years old, is like, do I want to take a risk? Like, I don't want to lose everything, and I certainly don't want to lose anything, because if we just stayed where we are, we'd be set for life. But he said, dude, who are you? Like, you always talk about taking a risk. I'm like, what? So I was thinking like, maybe we don't do that for damn, and let's just do the easy route. And I said, that night, I'm like, wait, what did I just say? I'm going against everything that I stand for. You don't have to take a risk and risk millions of dollars on something, but certainly go for it. And that's what I'm learning with Band Together. It's like, the first concert was great. Like Ken said, 250 people there. It was amazing. And if we just kept doing it like that, it would still be really, really cool. But we have so many more aspirations with this thing. We want to go nationwide for sure, then globally. We're doing a capital campaign right now, trying to raise $250,000 so we could get a warehouse type of place with offices and store all the music instruments that people donate. Then we'll refurbish them. We'll have a refurbish area. Then we'll have an area where we could give lessons to these foster children and maybe even start a foster children raising hope band that plays at the next concert. Things like this. I mean, we're thinking big. And you know what? If you think really big and you fall short a little, you're still going to do very, very well. So that's our thinking right now. we're playing big, thinking big, and it's exciting. It's rejuvenating. Like I wake up every day. Like yesterday, I had a phone call with her. Tammy is her name, with the CEO of Raising Hope. I was so excited for that phone call. I was so excited because I know what this is going to be, and she's excited. And the synergy that we have already. Her kids go to the same school that my kids went to, Oaks Christian here in Westlake Village. And get this, my son Ryan works there, the drummer for Thredge. He also works at the school because he's a hard worker. All my kids are hard workers. Um, one of her kids is in his engineering class thing. It's crazy. The lineup is this was such a God thing that just like put us together. Like I Googled and that's the one I chose, and they had the date that I wanted. Now we're going my 3 dates right into their gala.
It's
I
pretty
mean,
epic.
it's so perfect that I'm so excited and my passion is boiling. I can't wait for this to happen. And here's the other thing in business. Enjoy the process. Yeah, March 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th is going to be huge, but I'm enjoying the 6 months, 5 months leading up to it because of all the things that we're going to be doing and setting up for this thing. I just love it. And if you love something that much, you will be successful. And that's why I tell everyone, start a nonprofit. Even if you have a business, start a nonprofit because there's things that you could do in a nonprofit. Like I just explained, this whole synergistic thing, like you even touched on too, 10 times 10, now times 10 is gold. But if you don't have a nonprofit, it's hard to partner with people because everyone wants to make an impact. Everyone wants to give back in this world. They just don't know how to do it. So if you have a nonprofit, you can help them volunteer. You can help them get involved. You can help them make an impact in the world. And doing it with a business, you can too. Nonprofit's much easier and it pays off the business and vice versa.
Well, you've allowed me to speak at a lot of your events, and
Everyone.
I really appreciate
She's a
that.
great speaker.
Thank you. The one part that I'm leaving out mathematically, and this is not supposed to be a math test for people, but when you understand why you fail, there's probably math behind it. If you understand why you succeed, there's probably math behind it. So I'm just going to say you've allowed me to share something that has really hurt the author, and it wasn't malicious. It's just most people think they're thinking, gosh, I have so much to say with my heart. I have so much to say with my mind. I can make this gorgeous book. It's going to do well. And you've only got 1% of the equation. It's as well as I do. It doesn't matter what book you have or how great it is. It's what you're going to do with the book afterwards.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's 99%. That's like, and the analogy I've used at your event, and thank you so much for all the times you've given me this opportunity to say this, because without this, an author feels frustrated. They feel like a failure and they don't do it again. And it is, golly gee, I have a baby. I have a baby. I don't have to do anything else. I'm done. I'm a father. Yay. Okay. And I want to acknowledge you that if anyone that I've worked with and for knows the gift that fatherhood is, it's you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. You too. Your son is doing amazing things. How many has he written? How many books has young Kenny written?
Well, he's written 14 and he's getting a little retired of it.
So him and I are tied. 14.
Yes. But the point is, I can't emphasize enough. He's a cellist and he's a lead cellist. He's doing other things with his life, and
Okay.
he's starting to see that the book is one piece. It's not the piece.
Yes.
And by the way,
I always say this. Look, the only book I really made money on was my Guns N' Roses book. I
yeah,
got an advance to write the book, and I've actually made a decent amount of money on that book. But all the other books, I know I don't write these books to make money on the book. I mean, heck, we're doing this one for 99 cents for the Kindle version. And then we're also doing, and then selling random. And I buy extras, I sell them at events, I give them away.
giving them
This
away is the smartest business card move.
Yeah, it's the best business card in the world. It's a marketing tool. That's what these are. It's a marketing tool. And then think of it, I'm doing a press release for all the authors in this book.
Mhm.
So I mean, I'm going to get their names out to 40,000 websites. I'm doing 43 press releases for them. But that's what this is. It's marketing. Everything I do is marketing. It has
Yeah.
something to do with promoting something that will be a benefit because I believe if you come to my seminars, I know now that I'm really good at what I do. I finally can say that out loud. I know you will walk out of there on fire, and you will walk out of there with tools that you'll be able to grow your business, and at the same time now make an impact in this world. And that's what we all want. We just some people just don't know how to do it. But
Well, honestly, Craig, most people don't know how to do it because they're good at what they do. They're not good at what they don't do. And that's what
yeah,
you and I got good at. And we
yep,
fortunately learned how to at least have some good content to
yeah,
actually marry it up to prove that it works. I want to say that what you're doing with PR and the ability of putting someone on a stage and having them interviewed for TV,
yeah,
gold,
right,
gold, gold, gold. And the people leave that just like my Smile-a-thon or my Althons going, wow, I got seen. I got
yeah,
seen. And, you know, when you were to say you're going to be in an anthology, let's say it costs $1,000, just to pick a number. Okay.
that's
$1,000,
what mine does. $1,000.
$1,000. This is joking a little bit, but this is how I feel about it. We're charging you $20 to be in the book. We're charging you $990 or $80 to promote you and get you into the world. I
Yes,
mean, because
yes,
I tell people when I take a picture and I put them in a book, the picture's $20. Me doing all the other work is 2,000. Like
right,
that's really the meat of it. And I couldn't show those photos if I wasn't constantly taking them and showing the world about what you're doing. And you know, you give a book to somebody and it costs you four whole dollars. Okay,
yes.
four whole dollars, and they look at it and you have 10 people and one person, or you have 100 people and you have one or two or three people, and they say, I want to go to your next event, and they buy your mastermind and they're like completely in. Yeah, golly gee, was that worth the $4?
You think of this. My mastermind costs 15,000 to be in it, and then
Yep.
25,000 for the next level. So if I go to a seminar and I give out, and there's 100 people in the room, and I give out 100 of these books, so that's $400 I gave out, and then it costs me money to get there because I have to pay to get there. So
Mhm.
let's just say I'm all in for $1,000 for those people. If let's just say five out of those 100 come to my seminar and only one buy my mastermind, I'm still up $14,000. But I know my mastermind is worth so much more than that because I know how much they'll make if they do the work, how much more they'll make in their business. It's math. Like you said, it's math. Everything I do, Ken, I start with this. Everything. It's how much money is it going to cost me to put on the event? How much money am I going to make back in sponsorships to break even? Because I have to pay for the room, I have to pay for a lot of stuff.
Right.
And then after that, everything is just gravy. So if I only break even, I still did an event, got the word out that I exist. I didn't make any money, but I didn't lose any money. And that's the thinking that we have to have.
And most people think you
Events,
have to make a profit. You're lucky if you
no,
break even,
no.
because breaking even means you got to market for free,
Yes, that's
and
right.
you got and you got to pitch an offer of value. And the number one thing is, if no one is buying and no one can actually say it's worth it, then yes, you have to have a little bit of a red flag. But in
Yeah,
you have a mastermind that they just glue. They're
yeah.
just
Yeah,
every
I
year.
have a great system of where very rarely anyone leaves my mastermind because I have that price that I mentioned before for year one, but then year two and beyond is only $1,000 to stay in it.
And one
So,
time I said no to you, and then the police started harassing me in Howard.
like it's so rare that someone drops
Well,
out.
I want to show off the people three ways that
Yeah.
you serve. So first way I want to do it is because of the smile movement, the amount of smiles you create. All right.
Oh, you're so
So
good at this.
so this is Craig Duswalt, and yes, he's going to be sharing his story soon about how this interview is actually going to be transcribed and turned into the book. But
Uh,
I want to take it you through a journey. Every one of these people,
oh, wait, go up one. He passed away, Tyler.
no way.
He did.
Oh man.
He just passed away the other day.
Well, what a beautiful
Leave him
soul.
in the book, please.
No, he's staying in the book. We may give him a tribute in the back of the book instead,
Okay.
but I'll tell you, the people I've met in this,
I know all these people.
I can give you a story for each one, just like you can. But I'm a participant. Of course, you can tell. I can tell you a story about almost every one of these people, how they took time with me and said why this is important that they're with you, why it's important that they're living, why they're what they're doing in the world. Isn't this cool?
I'm going through like major like memory thing. These are all people that have been to my seminar and or are
Oh,
in my
and Dr. Fab,
mastermind.
one of my favorite.
Dr. Fab, I think he's actually speaking at March.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. And then, by the way, this is
There's
Dr. Michelle
Michelle.
Baraz. She's the one who actually introduced me to Craig. And by the way, I'd met Craig at 3 or 4 events, but never had the introduction that was
Yeah, yeah.
the
We speak on the
experience.
same
The
stages.
experience. Oh, I love Steve. God, that
Steve
was
Rizzo is hysterical. Oh my God.
isn't this awesome though?
This is amazing. These are
So
all, oh my gosh.
and Dan, my co-author in 10 mistakes you can make in a mistake book.
That is such a good book.
So, and by the way, look, it just keeps going and going. And so then this is where your story is going to start and mine's not going to be here. Okay. So I want to say that your story today and how we encapsulate this is who you are, how you find your purpose, and how you use your
Uh,
purpose to make a
I
difference.
love that book. Thank
Now,
you.
number two and three.
Love
Are you
that.
ready? Number two and three. Number
Yeah,
two
yeah.
is we're going to go with this. And that is your
Oh,
lovely group of people that are Rockstar Magazine covers.
magazine.
And I'm going to work 4.7 times harder to be a magazine front. Okay.
There you go. There you go, baby.
So
Yeah, you need to
I,
be on the front cover of one.
well, let me tell you something, Craig. I want to take your magazines on the road with our book tour because the people that you have here are all changing the world in such beautiful ways.
Absolutely.
I want to make sure that they're getting into the cities, and every single person there. And by the way, there's many more, but every single person there, I don't just know, I'm inspired by them.
Yeah.
And the
Oh my God.
last,
The guy three from the right,
yeah,
Jimmy Owens, heart
oh
transplant. The guy three from the right,
yeah, yeah.
right there. Yep.
And by the way, we're thinking about doing a book with him, and
Oh, good.
of course, you will be not only acknowledged, but Jimmy will want to put something in the back of how you get to the events to be part of this.
Oh,
But
thank
you know
you.
what the book's called?
But
Have a Heart.
have a heart.
And
I
it's
love
going to
it.
be only people that have lost their heart and had a heart transplant to live again.
Amazing.
Isn't that
Amazing.
cool?
And he, he's now an inspirational speaker. He is a swim coach, an Olympic swim coach for the
Yes.
US Olympic team. And then, everything went awry and he needed a new heart, got a second chance in life. Now he's a speaker and he goes back every month to the place, I think it was UCLA,
Mhm.
and speaks to the current people that are waiting for hearts to inspire them and have the right mindset that this will come. You stay positive. And it's weird, praying for a heart, because the unfortunate thing is, in order to get one, someone has to lose their life, which is a very hard thing, Jimmy says, to wrap his head around. But that's the mindset thing. Like, I get a blessing because of someone else's whatever, but that's life, but there's a lot of inspiration there. It's going to be amazing. His platform is going to be so good.
And he's someone that I met before he went through your program, and I can honestly say he is a different person.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he
Oh
went through James Mellon checks. He's gone through all of them. He
yeah.
pays the dues, though. I mean, this is a guy that he
Yeah.
said, "I have this much life to live, and I don't know what that is, but I'm
Yeah.
going to play as big as I possibly can while I'm alive."
100%. That's
Right?
and isn't it okay? So let's take the lesson from the guy that got a new heart that has a second chance in life. Nobody knows how much time we have left on this planet. I mean, if you know that, then you have a great coaching program that you can set. But no one knows, like, who's going to pass away when. No one knows that. I don't know that.
Right.
So why not live life as if today is your last day on earth? Now, that doesn't mean blow all your savings, in one lump sum, but I'm just saying, go for it. You have one life, make an impact, leave a legacy. That's what we're here for. Do something special. And that's what I learned from Air Supply and Guns N' Roses. How many people make it to that level? Not a lot, but you have to work hard. Guns N' Roses, you can say whatever you want about them as being party animals and all this. They worked their butts off.
I know.
They lived on Sunset Boulevard. They went to every concert on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, Troubadour, Baked Potato, Whiskey, Roxy. They went and were seen every single night. And then they would play some nights. but they were handing out flyers to people on the streets, putting them on windshields, putting flyers up on walls, and just promoting themselves every day. No one knows that. No one sees that. They just see, oh, they made it. They came out of nowhere and made it. No, it was years
Yeah,
of that.
it was the old 20 years to the overnight success story.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, I
Exactly.
just heard something this morning that I think you'll appreciate as a fellow marketer.
Hmm.
Do you know the story of Red Bull, how they did some?
Oh,
Okay. I'm not going to take much time on this, but you'll just love this.
yeah.
So Red Bull, when they first came out, they went to the biggest concert where the most people were, and they emptied uh, already drinking cans, and they threw it on the everywhere, like all on the ground, so people would see the cans were drinking, and people would be like, "I got to try this. Everyone's drinking these things."
Wow. That's genius.
I know.
See,
Besides the
that is
pollution,
outside the box marketing.
totally. And
That is, oh,
and by the
love
way,
it.
outside the box participation, James, because of his new heart, I will guess that everything he thinks of is yes. And so he says
Absolutely.
yes. And he says yes. And by the way, he bleeds when he says yes at times because he says, I'm cutting it close, but I'm going to say yes. And here we are, out of all the people in the mastermind, we are edifying him that he says yes, and we say yes to him. And I want to do something that I've never done on a show before, ever. I've never said, let's give love to somebody that's not on the show, but that's how
Yeah,
much they impact us. And that's what impact is. You
I love
can't
it.
stop thinking or talking about them. So never, 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 never give up.
Ever.
He is totally that person. He
Do
is
you know
totally.
why? I'm sure you know why, but I'll just share it for your audience. Usually it's a triplet, three. Never, never, never give up. But he has four, A, to stand out from the other threes, but it's also because there's four chambers of a heart.
Right.
So never, 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 never give up. And I just think that's clever. That's a little, unknown thing, but it's kind of a cool thought process that he said, well, there's four chambers of the heart. I want four nevers. So,
And the fact that he sees beyond himself, this is not him, but this is a community of people that have gotten new hearts and how their life has changed. It
yeah.
becomes a collaborative marketing system when all of them say, have a heart.
That's right. Yes. Have a heart's great. That's going to be
So
awesome.
the last one I want to share with you
Uh-huh.
is because it's us, bro. It's us.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Um, it
There we
is.
are. This was the impact book. This is, I'd say, half of the authors, maybe three
Yeah.
quarters of the authors. Some people were not there. Like, for example, Blasco is
He was
not,
there the next day. He was
he
there.
was there the next day because he was playing a concert in Kentucky on the first day of my seminar, and he took a red eye just to get to my seminar to speak the next day. That's the kind of people that I am blessed to know. That, like, same thing with Elizabeth McCormick is in this book. She's not in this picture. She was speaking in Houston the night before
Mhm.
the first day of my event. She took a red eye as well to get there to speak to this audience the next day. Special people, but all these people, every one of their stories is amazing. There's Nick Lowry in the back of me right there.
Right there. And
Yeah,
then there's Susie Pruden. There's
yeah.
Barb. She
Gail
did a great
Barbie,
speech. There's Charla Frost.
Charlotte
I mean,
Frost.
all of them are worth
There's
mentioning.
Ken.
Yeah.
There's
And
John Limbacher in the back.
oh, what a great guy.
Oh,
And
he's so gold.
yeah, so, it is a priceless and an impossible mathematical equation to be connected to people that are playing so big that they
Yeah.
inspire you. Like, how do
Yeah.
you quantify that?
Yeah, you
So,
you you can't. You
yeah,
can't. And now look, and I will say this, like I know my mastermind is the best mastermind out there for businesses because it's not because of me at all. At all. I have been blessed. I have 100 people in the mastermind to have the most incredible people like Ken that yes, they want to be successful in business. Every one of us wants to be successful in business. But for some strange reason, I attract people that really want to make a difference in this world and are actually doing it. Not just saying they want to do it, they're actually doing it. And that's where I'm blessed.
all right. So my brother, I'm going to correct you. And it's not polite to correct a guest, but you are a very big part of the reason you may not be a loud or an energetic force that stops us from being powerful, but what you cause is us to actually show up and have a
Yeah.
voice that causes. So we're all really connected because we believe that you're allowing us that pathway to where we
Yeah.
want to go. And
And I
so
love introducing you guys to my cool friends.
heck yeah, heck yeah. Well, I'm already looking forward to next year. I
Oh,
was,
and let me just share. I'm going to name drop for a second. Is that okay?
of
I mean,
course,
so the silent auction at my last one was kind of cool. We had a signed guitar by Ray Parker Jr. and a signed guitar by Steve Porcaro of Toto, and those went for a few $100s, which was really nice. But this time, I mean, I know so many people can, and I didn't use it the first time because I wanted to show these people that I know, look what we did. Now we have to take it to the next level.
right?
So Slash, I'm definitely getting a guitar from Slash.
Nice.
Um, Wayne Gretzky. My niece is married to Wayne Gretzky's son, Trevor Gretzky. So
Mhm.
Wayne Gretzky's in my family now. You don't think I'm getting a signed jersey from Wayne Gretzky? Dustin Johnson is married to Paulina Gretzky. So you don't think I'm getting a golf bag signed by Dustin Johnson? Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And then
I do.
from there, they know people.
Right.
The silent auction at this next one is going to be so exciting, so exciting. So anyway, and that's the power of I'm the one who set them up. I am taking full responsibility of my niece marrying Trevor Gretzky. It was all because of me, because we belonged to Sherwood together, and I introduced them, and they fell in love. I was like, well, that worked. But they have two kids now. We're going there in December to well, we met one. We're meeting the second baby. But what a great family! What a talk about giving back. I'm not even going to go into that whole thing, but the Gretzky's really give back people. Amazing.
It's amazing laws. I mean, the more you give, the more you actually,
Yes. Yes.
you don't have to worry about it. I mean,
Yeah.
people ask me what the smile movement, what the business model is, and I said, it's acknowledging people that are doing good things in the world. And they go, yeah, but
I
where do you
love
make
it.
money? And I go, I don't know, but it comes in. It
It
comes in.
does. And what you do with the Dr. Smiley cards, the Keep Smiling cards, is so genius because everyone knows every seminar that I speak at, everyone knows who you are. Everyone. Because I mean, I guess we're on the same path. We speak at the same things or something. But every time I go there, someone's got a keep smiling picture or something. It's crazy. But that's genius marketing. It's very focused. You've had the same card for years.
Well, we have it in 49 languages, but yes, we use the key spelling in America. But can I show you the new one for Texas if you
Oh,
live in
you have
Dallas?
a Texas one? That's so good.
So I would like to say the three things, and normally there's so much gold in the show. I want to nail it down to maybe two or three things. So number
Okay.
one is show up because big things happen when you show up with the right people. That's number one. Number two is until you do an anthology and you go to an event and you just see the people, you will never know that sitting in a chair watching the world is preventing you from actually being who you want to be in the world. And the
Yes.
third one, and this is not meant to be pompous at all, but you're either rocking your life or you're buying tickets to watch the ones who are.
Ken, oh my God, I'm going to steal that line. I'll give you full credit for it, but that's exactly right. Exactly right. Why not be the ones that are rocking your life instead of just watching everyone else do it? And it's okay to watch the first time.
It is. And by the way, you learn.
Yeah.
And Iverson said that his mom, the basketball player,
Yeah.
said his mom said, he says, I want to be a professional basketball player. And she goes, you can be anything you want to be. And he acknowledged on the Today Show, he says, my mom believed in me. And I said to myself, why not me?
Yeah. Why not me? And that's such a great thing. Why not me? And
Right.
then I just wish, I honestly wish I can get in people's heads and just go in there and show them what it would be like if they started thinking differently and giving back and trying to and volunteering for things and making an impact in the world because it changes everything. It really does. And you're not doing it. Don't do it for so I can make money. Like here's the deal. So my business of impact, which is Rockstar Marketing, and now it's Impact for 2 years. I did not do the band together nonprofit saying to myself, well, if I do the nonprofit, more people are going to come to my seminar, which will make me more money.
Yeah.
But you know what? That is going to be a byproduct of band together. It's just a natural thing. Now, here's the thing. If I do, when I do make more money in my business because of band together, that will give me more money to support and donate to band together. And that's the way the world works. Like if the right people make money, the world will be a better place. If you make a lot of money, do not hold on to your money. I mean, hold on to some of it, but you have to give back. And it doesn't have to be money all the time. Giving back in time, volunteering is almost sometimes better than giving money anyway. So and then you're just involved and you feel life again. You feel alive again. Anyway, I could go on and on and on. So
Well, I mean, it's not you have to give back. It's an opportunity to get to give back.
yeah,
And
you get to,
you get
right?
to give back. And I want to acknowledge you for something that happened just now live about a minute and 40 seconds ago. You said something and then you corrected it in the moment of that.
And yeah,
Yeah, when, because if is an undisclosed, I don't know if it's going to happen, but when is that it's going to happen. And the best answer you can ever give anyone when you're asked, are you an author or are you a speaker, you just say no, not yet, not yet.
not yet. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because you've given yourself permission to become that. And I wanted to say that the way you just orchestrated that, you're going completely live and raw. And you said if, and then you quickly said, nope, that's not the programming. I am actually committed. I went to win. And that subtlety, let go, is missing the boat of what you're teaching people in this in the event, is that they get to choose the right words that give them the power to be who they want to be in the world, which is and you do know I've tackled people. I've hurt people when you throw these shirts out. I mean, and I feel so bad, but I mean, I got 2 shirts.
Hey, you got to get a shirt, man. you know, you got to take people out sometimes. Yeah, I throw T-shirts out at my seminars. So.
Yeah, but the ones that I bought are the other 2 that I wear.
Yeah, the threads and band together.
Yeah.
That's supporting the kids
Yeah.
and supporting the nonprofit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I do want to be clear. There is Rock Your Life, which he's giving because he's a smart marketer. But this is me saying back to him, I believe in what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, threads, man. Those kids are good. Good
Yeah,
kids.
they're great. They're great. And by the way, I cannot emphasize enough, the most brilliant concert. You almost need to have a live stream or something. I'm telling you, that was such a freaking good.
I know, but I like I feel this. If I live stream it, that'll give people an excuse not to show up live. That's
Yeah.
all.
And we'll dabble with that experiment because I think the world would actually catapult into the percentages you need that would say, can we go to the Kansas City Stadium and actually have threads?
Love it.
All right, brother. How do people
there.
reach you? How do we take the next steps in the world?
Yeah. So I have a couple of websites. CraigDuswalt.com is my personal brand website. It's got everything about me and everything I do. So CraigDuswalt. It's written right there on the screen.com. And then there's RockStarMarketingSpeaker.com. That's if you wanted to hire me as a speaker, that's my speaker website. And then I have a bunch of other things, but everything is based out of CraigDuswalt.com because you could get to everywhere through CraigDuswalt.com. And then my email is Craig@CraigDuswalt.com. I accept and read personally all my emails, and I get thousands.
And I do want to say, what are the odds? I mean, that your name is the same as your domain. I mean, this is
Wow, it was available. Like, there's not many Craig Duswalts in the world. In fact,
so we have our rapid fire to wrap the show. Are you ready for it?
All right, I'm ready, baby cakes.
5 big questions. All right, here we go. A book that changed your life.
So same author, Og Mandino, greatest salesman in the world, greatest miracle in the world, right?
I could almost do calisthenics for the next 2 hours after you say that. I mean,
Yeah.
Og is the man. And by the way, I said this on a show the other day, and the person was like, I never thought of this before. You want to hear it?
Right, yeah.
Og Mandino is the original OG. Og.
Oh, I've never heard that either.
I know. I came up with it. I couldn't
Oh my
believe
gosh.
it.
So my son Tyler's reading those books as we speak.
Oh,
They
God.
changed my wife introduced me to Og Mandino. And oh my gosh, everything. The Way of the Peaceful
If
Warrior.
he was here right now, I'd hug him.
I know,
amazing.
me too.
I love it. All right,
He's
number
very good.
two. What movie inspires you?
Movie. Oh gosh. Okay. So my favorite movie, actually, it also inspired Princess Bride.
Isn't that awesome?
I love it.
Gosh, the
It's
poison.
got everything in it, and I think it's a good hero journey thing. It's I don't know. I just
Oh,
that
there's
movie
that
inspires me,
that
even though
hits.
it's my favorite movie too.
It hits every single thing you could possibly want in a movie. It has humor. It has wit. It has
Yep.
the music. I mean, come on, Knopfler.
Oh,
Knopfler from Dire
Mark
Straits.
Knopfler, Dire Straits, baby.
Oh my gosh. And
I
then
have a Mark Knopfler story really quick.
yeah.
So I'm with Air Supply, and Dire Straits is in town, and I meet one of their crew guys outside, and he goes, "Come on the bus and meet the band." So I walk in, and the first guy I meet is Mark Knopfler,
No.
and he goes, I said, "Hey, Mark, my name's Craig. I really enjoy your music." He goes, "Awesome. What are you doing here?" "Oh, well, I tour with Air Supply. I'm the band assistant." He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you toured Air Supply. What the hell? I love Air Supply."
Yeah.
Air Supply is amazing, and he was joking actually. He
Of
was
course, of course. I
yeah,
mean,
but
but it is funny.
it was funny. I was like, oh, shit. He doesn't like Air Supply. He goes, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
I don't know how many times I've lost count, but the poison scene, I mean,
The poison scene. We always do this in the house. What's the line? An Italian and oh my God, I'm drawing a
yeah,
blank. Anyway, you know the line. It's
yeah,
like
it's so good.
when death is on the line, something I forget. There's so many. I don't think that word means what you think it means. Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. His mannerisms are just so
Oh,
perfect.
Wallace Shawn. Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
And he was in Young Sheldon. And
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yeah.
I was so excited that he got to play two like major parts. I mean,
Yes.
he's brilliant. He's been in lots of movies, but I mean, major parts.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So
he's good.
okay, so what song gets you going?
Oh my God, this is the easiest question ever. It's "What's Up" by Four Non Blondes.
It is what's
Yeah,
up.
it's a female anthem, which must be my feminine side of me. But I write all books and anything I need when I'm doing content. I have "What's Up" by Four Non Blondes playing in the background. It inspires me to start and keep going and create content. And I've written all my books with Four Non Blondes, "What's Up" in the background. All of them, every
What
single one.
a great secret.
Mm.
All right, next one. Who's your hero?
My dad taught me how to be a man. Taught me, came to every one of my football games. I played football since I was 5 years old. Him and my mom both came to every one of my games. I'm only choosing my dad over my mom because he's the male figure in my life, and taught me to work hard. Taught me to still, while you're working hard, love your family and love your wife and treat your wife with respect.
I got a bonus question.
Bonus question.
Yeah, so whenever someone picks someone in their family, the bonus question goes live.
Oh,
The bonus question is, who would you like to meet you haven't met?
Freddie Mercury, but it's impossible.
It is, but
Um,
but was
I've met all of Queen. Queen is my favorite band. They are my life source. You know, I'm a huge Queen fanatic, and I was blessed when I was with Guns N' Roses. We played the Freddie Mercury tribute,
no
and I
kidding.
got to meet John Deacon, Roger Taylor, and Brian May. And funny thing is, Brian May ended up opening for Guns N' Roses for like 6 months. And Brian May, to this day, is a dear friend of mine, very close friend. So I have three quarters, but he died the first 2 days after I started with Guns N' Roses. Freddie Mercury passed away. I would have gotten to meet him if he was still alive. But Freddie Mercury is and was my idol to this day. He is a performer, and um, he knows how to involve an audience. And when I speak on stages, I try to replicate everything that Freddie Mercury did, except for I don't sing and I don't prance. But Freddie Mercury is the best performer ever.
Wasn't wasn't that movie Bohemian Rhapsody
I love it. Love it.
happened?
Love it.
And I never knew all that. I mean,
Oh,
the
I did. I
fifty
did.
percent of that movie, I was like, it is a freaking miracle. All that stuff happened.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I knew all those stories, all of them, because I
It's
just
very
did.
sad, very sad. But
He lived a very sad life, if you think about it. But his soulmate Mary was, such a big part of his life. But he was bisexual, but the other thing was he just lived a very un unorganized life. He lived in chaos and he partied too much, and
well,
that
he
was
was in pain,
he was in major pain, and he
major
was
pain.
in
Yes.
major conflict in his head. Yeah.
What he acknowledges, which I think is the most beautiful message that goes back into our conversation earlier, is that when you're not in your tribe, you are missing out on how powerful you can
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Because when he was with Queen, they challenged him, and everyone else was yes, 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 and he actually
Yep.
failed with yes. Ironically,
Yeah, yeah. His solo album, Mr. Big,
yeah,
Mr. Big Guy, yeah, Mr. Big Guy, I think it was, died because everyone in the studio, like you just said yes. Oh, that's great, that's great. Well, Queen, they had four guys that had an opinion, and they argued for their thing, and that's why they turned out. I mean, think of Queen, what they are,
yeah,
reinvented with Adam Lambert.
right,
They're bigger. You could argue they're bigger than they ever were with Queen, and they were huge with Queen.
yeah,
It is such a phenomenon, that band,
yeah.
and they're going on tour again. They're going to do a month or two at the Sphere in Vegas now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I heard what a great pick it was. I mean, it only
Oh, he's
challenges
amazing.
it only challenges the Scott from ACDC being replaced by Brian Johnson. I mean, that was an epic move. Like both those moves, you thought there's no way ACDC would live after the lead singer goes, and yet Brian Johnson takes them to a whole new level.
Whole nother level,
Yeah.
right? And
So
I won't agree with the Van Halen situation. I love Sammy Hagar, but Van Halen to me is David Lee Roth.
oh, totally.
Yep.
David Lee was everything Van Halen stood
Yep.
for.
Yep. And
And
he's crazy. Don't
no,
get me wrong. That guy's batshit crazy. But but he is Van Halen. He was.
yes,
Yeah.
he was. And ironically, without the last name.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, two were Van Halen, and they brought
Yep.
him in, and he was the voice of
And
what
he
Van
was Van
Halen was.
Halen. Yeah. I mean, Eddie's Van Halen too, but David Lee Roth made that band for sure. And in my opinion.
And by the way, I get chills when you just say that. And I think about the first album and the second album when I bought them. You could
Oh,
not stop playing them. I mean, it was just
that was at the time, like Queen was my band, but Van Halen was second at that time. Just everything,
they could
everything.
not do a bad track. They could not do
I
a bad track.
know. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
And again, going back to blues, they knew how to do like David Lee
Absolutely.
Roth.
Well, Eddie Van Halen and Alex Van Halen for sure. Yeah.
Yes, totally.
And well, and same thing with David Lee Roth. Ice Cream Man
Oh,
is a bluesy song. I mean, it's just like, where did that come from?
yeah,
But it's brilliant.
it is.
Brilliant.
It is. I might
Oh
have to go
man,
listen to
you and
Van
I
Halen.
could talk about
You know
music
what?
for
I might have to go
hours.
to Van Halen after the show and just listen to it. All right. So, final question. And to me, this is a culminating question. What quote do you live by?
Yeah. Oh gosh, which one? I
I'll tell
will
you what, you're
use.
special. You can do two or
No, no,
three.
no. I want one. I
Okay.
want one because it's my wife's quote actually, and this is why we are. I believe we are who we are because we always give people the benefit of the doubt. Like when if they do something that we don't agree with or something, there's underlying stuff going on, and we understand that. So the quote is the thing that's the thing is never the thing. The thing that's the thing is never the thing. Meaning that, you know, some lady or man in the grocery store gets upset at you because of something. It's not because of what just is
Right.
happening right now. There's something going on that is in the background that has gotten them to this point. And we understand that, and we will try to diffuse the situation without being offended that they did that because the thing that's the thing is never really the thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stephen Covey did that brilliantly in that exam
Oh,
too.
right. Yep, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I have a quote that I will give you, and I don't ever do this either. You're causing all these firsts for me, but I guess one, it's the inspiration. Two, it's obviously the love, and three, it's the collaboration. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give this to you because it may not become your new anthem or your new quote, but I think it's going to be something you say. I'm stealing that too. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I am.
Okay, because you love Freddie Mercury. We've already acknowledged that.
Love that.
Okay, you ready for this?
I am.
We will rock you so you can rock your life.
Ah,
Come on.
come on with it. I love that. I somehow, let me write that down. We will rock you. So
So you
you
will rock your life.
so you will instead of can will rock your life.
Because
We will rock
to will it is more than
will.
to can it.
Absolutely. I
God bless
always
you,
correct
brother.
myself. Will, can, if,
If
when.
win.
I do. I do.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the Dr. Smiley Show. It's about amplifying goodness. The book coming out is 365 leaders, heart-centered leaders that are moving the world in the right direction. And you certainly are, sir. So thank you very
You
much.
are too, my friend. Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you.